Hello, welcome to Granny Horse Training, and this is Lacey, and my name is Ruth DeGennaro, and I have a hoof trimming business in Winlock, Washington, and it's basically done under my name, but my website's name is radhooftrimming.com. And if you've got a horse that you just got, or maybe something that's not trained well, and you want to have it ready for the farrier, or maybe it's not quite ready for the farrier, you can always do what we call in positive reinforcement world counter conditioning. Just feed your horse, have some food ready in hay bags or a dish, soaked hay pellets or hay, they're regular food, because they're going to be eating a lot of it. A hoof trim on a horse that's behaving itself will take anywhere from about 15 minutes to a half an hour on a horse that's pretty well behaved. On a less well behaved horse, it'll take longer. And a lot of times that length of time is due to us trying to set up the conditions where that horse will behave itself, like bringing it back to the paddock that it's used to being in, because the owner brought it out in the driveway and the horse has never been out in the driveway to have anything done to it. So if your horse isn't very worldly, the best thing to do is set up in their paddock for your farrier to come there into the horse's paddock living quarters. But if your horse is better trained, well, then you don't even need to be listening to this, because your horse is probably just fine. But one thing that's nice is get rid of distractions, like dogs or children that don't know to stay far enough away, because you never know. I mean, we're working with animals, a large animal, a flight animal, and they are unpredictable. They're predictable in their unpredictability. And so we never really know what they're going to do. We try to make things as safe as possible. We try to handle our horses as much as possible, and we try to train them so that they are as safe as possible. You want some more here? We're just counter conditioning now, aren't we? Okay. So then the other thing you want to do is make sure that when you work with them for picking up their feet, is be clear on your cues to teach them to pick up their feet. It's here, why don't we move over, Lacey? I like to use there, you good girl. I like to use the chestnut as a cue spot for picking up the hoof. So I touch the chestnut, I just kind of wiggle it some, she picks up her hoof. Now that took a long time to get that behavior. Now don't mug me, turn your head around. Okay. And then it's about the foot being relinquished to you. It's not about them being taught to flail their foot around and try to get it on a block on their own. It's about letting them relinquish it to the person, the human handler. So to bring it forward, I kind of rub the chestnut, and again, she picks it up, but now we're going to stretch it forward. And she's not pulling on me. She would totally relinquish that leg to me. And then we do the same with the back foot. Only now the cue is at the hock. Up. Just straighten yourself out. Get ready to pick up. Good girl. And then we can stretch it forward too. Good girl. You're a dirty girl. And then we go around and make sure when you train your horse, always work on all the sides, all the legs. Up. Good girl. She's very relaxed about this. She holds it up. And then in the summertime, if there's flies around, you're probably going to want to fly spray your horse beforehand too. So she's totally relinquished that to me. She's not pulling on me. When I ask it, she's loosened her muscles. She's letting me do it. Lets me do the work. There. Up. Up. Good girl. She straightens herself out and bounces. Now this horse was not easy when I first got her. And she's got digestive problems from that alfalfa I had been feeding. So you stand. Stand. Stay right there. She's been working on her ground tying. Hey, good girl. So, that's pretty much it. Back a step. Have your horse maneuverable so that we can get it in the right position on level ground. Have them be able to back with just a light touch of the halter, light pressure. light pressure and release or with word commands or whatever. It's also nice to be able to have them move over. Sometimes we're working in tight spots, but we need to make me have a little more room, so over, and make them just move a foot over. And so all these little control measures here are really handy when it's fair. Over, just a step over. Sometimes we're working in a barn aisle and there's not enough room, so you really want your horse maneuverable like that. And we can ask for a step forward. Maybe she just needs to go one step, another step. So get your horse real maneuverable on the lead rope. So thanks for watching. That's just a quick little primer on how to have your horse behave for the farrier. It's not all inclusive. You can train your horse any way you want, but those are the basics that they need to know. It's nice when you have them ground tied too. So if you can work with them in a ground tying situation, they'll probably be pretty good. When you're holding them for the farrier, never try to choke up on the halter or gang up with a bunch of people that are somehow going to hold that horse in place. It never really works. The horse just starts fighting more. So we want to gain their cooperative care. Yep, and there's her friend that's crying. And there'll be a little bit of this kind of crying back and forth sometimes. She turned her head back and paid attention to me. So thanks for watching. This is Granny Horse Training. Click the subscribe, and there's also the show notes that are like a little arrow at the end of where the title of the video is, and that drops down extra things that I write about what happened in the video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.